Hello, my name is Max. Today me, my colleagues Arthur, Lehet, and Ken are going to talk about Microsoft FM Integrated Communications, how it works with the customers, how it's been developing for the years, and what is awaiting the future.
Okay, first of all, my name is Ken. I'll talk about Microsoft. It was founded in April 4th, 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. It mainly focuses on operating system and software such as Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, as we all know. It entered the hardware market with the introduction of Xbox in 2001, and it has been a huge success. They sold millions of Xbox, and then they just have recently introduced Xbox One, which exceeds the expectation of gamers. And so followed by Tablet called Surface, which we'll talk about later on. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Windows 8. It was released in October 26, 2012. It continued from the successful Windows 7. The current CEO of Microsoft once said it will revolutionize Windows because it will be the first operating system to support touchscreen. So now for PC makers they can integrate touchscreen on their laptop, and it works completely fine with Windows 8. Also, there's more than 100 million Windows 8 licenses sold, so it has been a huge success. And for every PC that come out, it had already been pre-installed Windows 8, so Microsoft is already making money from that. Okay, let's look at the competition. We will look at the two most successful operating systems in the world, which is the Windows 8 and the OS X Maverick. So for ease of use, as you can see, Mac clearly wins on that one because it's very user friendly. It looks nicer. It's just very easy to use. And for features, also Mac, because there's so many more features. Because Apple has always been a leading brand of innovation, of new technology. But for manageability, Windows 8 clearly outdone Mac on that, and we will talk about it later. For security, Mac OS of course, because you don't really see you don't see virus, bugs, and things like that on Mac, but rather a lot on Windows. For compatibility, Windows 8 clearly outdone Mac OS again, which I will talk about later on as well. And for value for Mac OS, because of the price and all the upgrades and stuff. Okay, let's talk about manageability. Windows is superior to Mac. To Mac OS Okay, let's talk about manageability. So Windows is superior to Mac OS in terms of network management. So it's suitable for admin and for anyone to operate a large number of computer systems. As we all know, maybe the University of Greenwich uses Windows. Because the admin can operate a large amount with ease, and they have a lot of experience on Windows because Windows has been existing for much longer than Mac has. Also, it's suitable for offices and school. So, I think the reason being is that because Windows has been around for quite some time, and everyone who owns a computer maybe 10 years ago has a PC, so the people are more experienced with Windows than Mac. Okay, let's talk about compatibility. A lot more software available for Windows than Mac OS X. Windows can be installed on tablet as well, so because it's touchscreen compatibility, so it can be installed, and it's cheaper and easier to upgrade. For example, when you have a PC, you can always upgrade the software and the hardware, which is much cheaper, and it's much cheaper than on a Mac. And for a serious gamer, for people who are actually making money, or maybe for gaming developer, they actually prefer Windows because there's much more games for Windows and for Mac. And yeah, and those are the two those are the two market segments that I talk about, which is an administrator, and for gamers who are serious about what system they have to use. And also let's talk about think, feel, and do. Actually, think about. Yeah, let's talk about think, feel, and do. This model is called the high involvement model because it depicts a series of standard responses to a founding customer who actively participate in the process of gathering information and making decisions. So for a serious gamer and for administrators who operate a large network, they actually think first what kind of system do they want, what kind of operating system do they want, and then they feel it, and then they feel it, they see if it can actually work, and then they actually do it, because it's more than because to operate a big network is very difficult, and they need to think it over and over again if it's going to work. And yeah, that's why I mark it as a high involvement.
I'm going to talk about the integrated marketing communications now. There's 5 major aspects you have to think about when you talk about the marketing integrated communications. First of all, you have to understand the communication effort that have been done in order to achieve the customer behavior patterns, and understand what he wants. Then have to utilize all the necessary resources that you might have to understand what the customer needs in order to achieve better quality feedback and virtual processing of the communication between the company and the customer. Then very essential to establish the relationship between the company and the customer by being more integrating, by knowing what they are, what they do, and what they really want to achieve and get from the company in future. Then in order to get the right feedback, is very essential to direct a very correctly proposed message to the consumer, so he will know what you are willing to offer him in order to get the most essential feedback and the information you need to develop further integrated communications with the consumer. And in order to make a competitive brand, you have to coordinate between the communications, manage the resources, and managing the people that you have in hand. And now we're going to
this one.
Yeah, this one. Now we're going to talk about Microsoft communications. First of all, they have to make a point that Microsoft is a well-known brand that have been out for years and have been doing lots of communication involved work as it's not very necessary. But their competitors at Apple and Google have been developing their way through being more integrated with the consumer in the years and getting more shares from the Microsoft in the development of all the internet-related materials, as mobile phones, tablets, software. And Microsoft recently started to focus on new development of Windows systems as Windows 8 and new mobile phone as well, to be more integrated with the consumer. But as we've seen before, not all of the projects being developed as they planned to. And for years, Microsoft was mostly relies on their resources, partners, and channels of developers, but it wasn't enough to get the right message to the consumer and get the right feedback in order to create the best product ever. Next. Talking about the competition, the whole story about Mac and PC war is not really related, because it's not only about the computer anymore. These days, Microsoft and Apple compete not only on the software level as they used to before, but as well on the hardware level. As in before, Apple used to create their own products and as the software and hardware, and Microsoft was mainly focusing on the software, and nowadays they start to create something as actual products with using both hardware and software. And talking about Windows 8 and Mac operating system, Windows 8 nowadays has been created in order to satisfy needs of the tablet usage, and it's been changed completely to what we used to know about Windows. As in, Apple production stays the same, it only changes a slight bit to make a better performance for the consumer. And the next part about the technology is the tablets. As I say that the tablets in time going to overtake the usage of PCs. As I see on tablet for years, the Android and Apple have been dominating the market. And in the years, it's prognosed that Microsoft going to overtake some bits of the shares as they're producing their own tablet PCs these days.
Hello, my name is Ata. I'm going to be talking about consumer behavior, consumer insight, and general insight of the whole tablet market. Currently, it's dominated by Apple, and the tablet market is expected to decline in 2014 from 16 million to less than 19 million, caused by the availability of other devices that have the same function, and they cost less than £50. The market will then return to its peak again, growing in 2016, and by 2017 the sales are expected to reach 20 million in the UK. I'm going to be talking about the consumption habits, how people use the tablets, and what do they look for in a tablet. Majority of people use a tablet to kill time. It's to satisfy their need for entertainment is higher than the demand for office work. So the new Windows 8 is mostly, the functions of it mostly satisfy the entertainment. It has high memory, good graphics cards. The functions are mostly for gaming. However, it can still be used for work, office. There is still an important factor that use the tablet for work. 21% of people, and Windows 7 mainly focuses on elements that satisfy the entertainment need. So, recognizing the consumer demand and the buying decision, I'm going to be looking at the hierarchy of needs. First, the consumer starts thinking about buying a new tablet it could be many reasons. For example, their previous tablet is no longer used, needs to buy a new one, or doesn't have one at all. Then the problem is recognized, and then the consumer needs to buy a new tablet. So they look for tablet brands, compare prices, looking for information through the internet, retailers, stores, and comparing the prices. Checking, the third step is checking for any possible substitutes. For example, it's too expensive for the customer, the consumers tend to look for cheaper alternatives and better deals with other tablets, other brands. And after the purchase is made, and then the post-purchasing assessment begins, is the product satisfying the consumer's needs? Is there an unexpected disappointment with the product? Is it generally meeting the consumer's needs? Well, there's another module that explains buyer decision making. It's called the SOR model. In this model, there are three factors that influence buying decision outside stimuli. Buyer's black box, psychological, it's more dependent on the customer, and buyer's purchase decisions. Outside stimuli being the product, the price, the promotions that we use, environmental factors which mostly cannot be controlled, economical, sociological, crisis, buyer's characteristics, their values, their needs, and what needs are they trying to satisfy by buying our product. And buyer's responses, is the brand satisfying the retailer choice, purchase timing, previous experiences with the brand, and so on.
I'm Loretta, and I'm going to present present Windows 8 and its promotional idea, Everything at Once. Windows 8 created a relationship with its customers. A relationship is usually characterized by uniting interests, such as achieving functional goals and terminal values. Did Microsoft manage to create such a relationship? Rob Reed stated that Microsoft's marketing strategy is all about sharing, connecting, and expressing one's personality. On 2012, Microsoft launched Windows 8, and the same day they launched Microsoft Surface tablet, the same operational system. Also, the sales went declined approximately 21% after the launch. After 2 days, they released the Windows Phone 8 with the same operational system. As a result, it showed us that their strategy was creating a single operational system for different devices, such as entering the portable devices market, because it's the highest growing market in the segment. Windows 8 was designed with touchscreens and portable devices in mind, and such trying to enter the portable devices market, which is dominated by the competitors such as Android and Apple iOS. Windows 8 was a big and ambitious attempt to combine mobile interfaces with computer interface, therefore creating a single operational system for all these interfaces that would meet consumer needs. This operational system is trying to update the personal computer to the tablet segment. According to statistics, there has been a huge decline during 1 year for PC global shipments. It declined from being 2.2% to minus 1.2% on 2012. Microsoft noticed that decline, and it hasn't been like that for many years, and they had to come up with a new strategy to change the situation, because Microsoft's operational system is being created mostly for PC, so they try and change the strategy to create operational system for the other segments. However, consumer reactions were unexpected and versatile. The Microsoft 8 operational system received a lot of rejection, criticism, because of its unfamiliarity and radical change from Windows 8. The consumers were disappointed that the desktop launch screen was hidden, which was familiar to consumers, and also obligation to set up a Microsoft Office account wasn't acceptable. As limited availability for shares, because the product was available only in branded Microsoft stores, and consumers did not see any benefit compared to Microsoft Windows 7 product, which actually was seen as obsolete and had much more features as Windows 8 has. It was noticed that the best brand perception were seen by tablet owners. It means the operational system is not usable for touchscreen devices, and people have had a strong positive perception of the operational system. Also, they were seen as the number of applications downloaded from Microsoft Store was highly growing after the Microsoft 8 launch. However, Microsoft 8 failed to end PC decline for a couple of reasons. First of all, it failed to educate potential customers before release. It failed to prepare customers to learn and teach them about the operational system before release. It reflected on misunderstanding and not understanding the operational system. Advertising were mostly about lifestyle rather than functionality and navigation, and it was a reason people did not see any benefit in the operational system. Also, the company didn't focus all of its financial incentives in marketing especially, and training sales staff, such as Apple did. They trained sales staff and invested much more in marketing as Microsoft did. Also, Microsoft has too many goals. One of their goals was also to evolve company to the product and service company, and it reflected that sales of Windows devices were down approximately to 21% after Windows 8 launch in October 26. After receiving and listening consumer feedback, Microsoft changed its strategy and released a new free update, Windows 8.1, which caused positive reinforcement, and people were more likely to keep buying the Microsoft products because the free updates were already friends' house to everyone buying the new computer up to October. However, there was still existing inconsistent communication message, and people had inconsistent perception of the product. The variety of goals and objectives caused problems and not achieving their objectives. The PC evolved, so Windows operating system trying to adjust to a new era. People were socially aware of its benefits, and especially of its innovative, different, and versatile. Also, the touch promotion as released before Christmas encouraged impulsive behavior and impulsive share without actually researching the product. But perception of Windows was seen as obsolete. However, the situation changed, and it brought a lot of shock to people. And Windows devices, however, encouraged people to buy Windows 8 because of the low prices and functionality that drives shares. Also, over the years, Microsoft created trust in the product and reliability, and effective social marketing public relations created a noise, and that created more awareness and knowledge that were driving people to share. And our recommendations. According to statistics, the interface is better suited for touchscreen devices than personal computers, and the tablet owners are much more happier with the operational system. Also, the marketing position should position the product by emphasizing operational benefits, functionality, rather than a lifestyle. And it's important to educate customers before the product, to prepare customers before release by advertising strategies and training sales staff. In order to keep the domination of its operational system, it is important to evolve with consumers together and their needs. It is more important to act according to consumer needs rather than trying to change the position in the market. Without cohesive and integrated marketing, this cannot be success. People depend on the Windows product, and also by launching the new operational system, it means not only learning the new operational system, but also learning the old other devices that come with it. There are still some threats to continue dominance of Windows operational system. Personal computer evolves, so Microsoft company has to evolve as well, and has to continue doing so. Microsoft company could do much more with marketing activities to keep their success and dominance in the market.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.